I'm back at it again this morning. So today I want to jump straight into it. I'm going to be talking about how do you reset your life and get ready to start 2025. So I just want to let you know whether you reset or not, 2025 is coming tomorrow. It is not waiting for you, right? So that's our biggest thing to remember. Time does not stop. And you guys should take this on for the rest of the year and for the rest of your life. Time does not stop. If you're sad, the time is not going to stop for you to be sad, mad, angry. You're just going to be what you are at that moment, and time is going to keep going, right? So we all know the perfect rule of life is everybody has 24 hours in a day, right? So with your 24 hours in a day, you have to decide what you're going to do. And I believe there is not really a need to reset your life. It's just to get onto the right page with your mindset and the things that you're doing and allow those things to match to produce the results, whatever those results needs to be. So for instance, if I wanted to become an ice skater and I don't know how to ice skate, I have to learn the basics. I have to go learn how to do it. I have to put in the time for it. If you want to save $10,000 for 2025, then don't be like, oh, I'm just going to put the money that I'm not spending aside and it's going to get to 10,000. No, we have 12 months in a year. Divide that 10,000 by 12 months. Now you know your monthly goal. Now you have to figure out how do you do that. I believe when people write plans out, it's the fastest way for them to see what is wrong, know what they should do, point things out. So what I implore you to do on your life as your first step is recognize what was working for you and what wasn't working. So think about 2024 and just what worked and what didn't work. When you write those things down, you're able to see, okay, well, I learned how to do these things well. This really worked for me when I tried it this year. And these are the things that is a waste of my time. It takes too much energy for me. I don't even finish what I'm doing most of the time. Maybe this is just not for me. And if you believe that what's not working for you is still something or a goal that you're trying to accomplish, then keep going at it. Just keep going at it. So, there's really not any right step, and you can do this in the middle of the year. You can always reset your life at any point in time by becoming accountable for your life and then making plans on where you want to get to. So I have my little notebook with me, and I don't really write too much stuff down. I just like wrote pointers so I make sure to touch things. So why resetting matters? Resetting matters because it lets you know just where you are. It lets you know what you're bringing to the table. Lets you know how far you're away from your goal if you had one in mind, and it just kind of foreshadows and it's almost like an annual report or a tax report for a company. Like we get to know how you're doing. So take the time. Pen and paper always work. If you want to use your notes, that works as well. But you're really resetting for yourself. You're not resetting for anybody else. You're resetting so that you can have a clear conscience to move forward without worrying about all the things that you didn't accomplish, should accomplish, and all the blah, blah, blah stuff. So this is about just taking the nuisance out of your mind so it's not chattering with you because you've already had this discussion while you're resetting. So recognize what is holding you back. I think like a lot of times people see their difficulties and stay within those things. Everything can change, and that's really just up to you. So if you know something is not working for you and it is not of a detriment to like get rid of it, then go for it, right? We obviously can't get rid of people. I just have to put this out here. And I always see like, a single mom saying, oh, I'm going to leave the dad because I need to find myself. And I sit here and think sometimes, like, as a single mom, are you going to get rid of your child? Because your child is going to be with you. And before there was a you on your child, there was just you. But you get rid of the dad so you can find you, but the child's still there. You can't get rid of people. You cannot control people, but you could mitigate like what you have going on. So if you don't have a great relationship with somebody and you think it's time to cut ties, do what you have to do. But I do want to employ people to remember that you can do things to change the situation. And sometimes when you're stuck in that fiery pit, The hope that you have is so hopeless, there is no hope. But I think I think everything in life, the energy you put into it is sometimes what you can get out of it, and you can do things for the better. So it's just really if there is room for growth, if you even believe that this is still something that you want, then do what you have to do. Build your vision for 2025. So I want to employ everybody to do a slight vision board, and you don't have to do too much about it. You can do this on pen and paper actually, and just kind of script out what do you want to do or where do you see yourself going for 2025. Now, the whole purpose of this is not that it's magic. The whole purpose of this is so that your brain understand what you want, your wants and desires, and it's seeing this. And now your brain is reading the stuff that you write again, and it's like, oh, these are my dreams, right? So now, in kind of a sense, you're gonna align with the stuff that's on this paper if you look at your goals on a weekly at least basis, and because your brain is going to start to tune, how can I get there, what can I do differently. So building a vision board, or even just building your own vision of where you want to go on a month-to-month basis, or however you want to plan it out, a quarterly basis, it will make a very big difference in you being able to accomplish your dreams quickly. Reset habits and mindsets. So when you're resetting your habits and your mindsets, it's a really good thing to do, because you can align it to the goals that you have in particular. Because every goal is going to require a different set of things needing to be done. And sometimes it would require more mindset than others. It will just require you doing something that's simple. So I want to remind you, if you're doing something that requires you to reset how you think, understand that that does not happen in a day. And you're going to go through this journey in a period of time where it almost is like a sport. You learn to play the sport. So if you've not been playing the game that you so want to win at, you can't be surprised that you're not making the moves for it, because that wasn't the sport you were practicing. So yeah, it takes time for your mindset to change, and the only way that you can get that to actually change is by repetitiveness. So you still have to do it even though you don't feel it completely. You still have to do it even though you don't believe it completely. You have to do it until it becomes a second nature. And I promise you'd be so grateful, don't even realize that you got over a hump, and you're just like, yeah, life is awesome. And it is, because you've done the hard work to get there. So praise yourself for it. The next thing I want to talk about is practical step to reset your life. So at the beginning of the year, we all talk about, what can we do as a New Year's resolution, all these things. And I want to remind people that, again, we all have these 24 hours in a day. And whether you decided to reset this next second, this next year, next month, next week, you always have the ability to do that. So what are some practical steps you can take in order to get to reset in your life? I would just say goal setting, accountability, and then reviewing where you're at. So set your goals. You can either have somebody who's accountable help you hold accountability for the things that you need to get done, or you can hold yourself accountable. And then after that, you review your goals. And if you don't reach your goals, you think about, how can I get to where I want to get to? And when you do these things over time, it becomes natural. It's easier for you to do it. You don't even see the effort that goes into reviewing goals if you had to do that step, because it's just a natural thing. So I want to employ people, instead of trying to make resetting your life such a difficult thing, a only yearly thing, like a New Year's thing. Remember that this can be done any point in time. It's just about you knowing what you want, or you taking the time to try to figure that out, spending time with yourself. And then finally, how to stay motivated. Now, this is going to shock some people, but it's just the honest fact. Ain't nobody going to be more motivated about the stuff that needs to be done for you except you. So you just have to give it until you get it. And I promise you, it pays off. I would say staying motivated is almost like going to university. There's some people who go to university, and I'm not saying that university is for everybody, but if you have a degree that requires you to have to go to university for, those 4 years mean something. And it's just 4 years by 365 days. That's it. And then this time that you give allow you to jump steps in life, to skip poverty, to skip mediocrity, to get to other things that you want to. So you don't have to stay motivated because somebody wants you to stay motivated. Stay motivated because the only person who's going to benefit from all of this at the end is you. And if you were supposed to quit right before you reach the finish line is not moving further back to come get you. It's just going to stay right there. You're not going to get it, and it is what it is. So push yourself because you're pushing for you. This is for you. Nobody should have to convince you about what you want in your life. If this is not what you want, stop. If you want something else, change. Like, I want to employ people to live for them because we grew up in a society where we're taught get a job, have kids, like become a part. And it's not that you're not part of a society, but you are a whole person. Your brain is magnificent. You can do so much. And I refuse to allow people to be stuck in that box that we're put into as children and even as adults to be part of society. What is your dream? Have a dream. Like, dream. And if your dream is to not dream, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Just think about it before you just put any on that line and be like, oh no, I'm I'm just a warehouse worker, or I'm just an assistant, or I'm just the CEO at this company. Even though like you can be high up in a level, it still doesn't mean that that's your dream and that's what you want to do. And I think what people fail to realize is when you know what you want to do and you start doing it, the efforting is ridiculously effortless. The progress that you see in something that you love doing is so much more powerful than when you have something you just doing because you have to, and then you just get progress because it's inevitable. Water you and you shall grow. You got progress. You learn that sport, right? So, life of sports. You can always change your sport. Find what you love. So yeah, that's just like a quick lesson for resetting for 2025. Just want to put people on the mindset of thinking and just knowing like you're you for you, and time is all that we have. So use it wisely and don't worry about the things that aren't right in front of you right now. So worry about the problems that you have to face on a daily basis. Don't try to jump hurdles like 10 months down the line. So yeah. Bye guys. Have a good one. If you guys have any comments, questions, anything you guys want to share, your own experiences, I'm all for that as well. And if there's a topic you want me to discuss in particular, yeah, just let me know and I'll look it up. Bye.